Here we go. We're gonna get started with the workshop. So awesome to see people joining already. We already have 250 people who just joined in the past minute. So cool to see everyone. So cool to see Greg. I see Patrick. I see Jeff who joined. Maybe we can start by asking where everyone is coming from. For our side, we already have 3 locations. We have Nicolas, who is in San Francisco. We have Florent, who is in Paris, and myself, I'm in Miami. What about you all? Where are you from? Can you post in the chat where you're from? Okay, I see Sanak from London. I see Grant from Seattle. I see Luis from Porto. Well, it's posting so fast that it's actually hard to read them because there are too many of them coming. I see Jitendra from New York. I see Atul from Doha. I see Alex from Boston. Wow, there are too many to count. I see Ursula from Hamburg. I see Alfredo from Buenos Aires. I see Pradeep from DC. I see MV from Bangalore. Super cool. We have people from everywhere. We could have more and more people. Let's start maybe by doing a little bit of a sharing session. As you might have seen in the email that we sent at the end of the workshop, and only for the people who are joining, we're going to share a very special offer for everyone to be able to upgrade to Enterprise Hub. So we want everyone to be able to take advantage of that. So let's start by all sharing on our platforms with our colleagues, with our team members, with our friends. My experience, the best way to share when you're doing something related to Hugging Face is to do it with the Hugging Face emoji. So Nico, Florent, and I, we're going to do the emoji, Hugging Face emoji sign for you. Get ready to take a screenshot of it that you're going to be able to share on social networks. And also, if you don't share today, it's going to be like a proof for you to show that you were at the first co-founder, CEO, Hugging Face workshop. It's the first time we're doing that. We might be more. So you might be here for history if it ends up being very successful, or if it ends up being very, very bad. We don't really know yet. We'll see at the end of the workshop. But get ready to screenshot. I'm going to put more something like that. 3, 2, 1. Okay, screenshots. Okay, awesome. I'm actually going to screenshot too, like that. And I'm gonna share at the same time as you do. So you can probably see my screen. So you can share at the same time as I share. So I'm gonna put, okay, I'm share on the Hugging Face Slack channel. I just started the Hugging Face Enterprise Workshop. Okay, time to join. Okay, and the link is tinyurl.com/huggingface live. Okay, and I'm gonna put screenshots. Okay, I'm gonna put this one that I took. No, we're not doing the Hugging Face time there. But anyway, okay, here it goes. Posting there. We just crossed 1,000 people joining. Very cool. I'm gonna do the same on Twitter. By the way, it's nice to we're streaming on Twitter. It's nice to talk about AI on Twitter. These days, the only things I see is Elon Musk talking politics, which starts to be a bit annoying. So maybe with this live stream, we can make it more about AI on Twitter, right? So if you're following us on Twitter, you can see the live here. I would recommend, by the way, to click on it so that it opens in a different window and that you can keep following even if you change windows. And here I'm gonna retweet this post, like it. You can quote it. You can also do it on LinkedIn. We're also live on LinkedIn. I don't know if people are following from LinkedIn, but here it is, the live stream. At the same time, I check if it works. Okay, that's perfect. So here you can share, okay, repost your feed, send in messages to your team members. And we also live on YouTube, I think. Here it is, okay. We're right here. I'm gonna stop the sound here. You can share it, you can put a thumbs up there. Okay, so that's kind of like the sharing. Let me check how many people we have now in the live. Okay, we have 1,300 people now. Very, very cool. I think we're ready to start. I didn't introduce myself. My name is Clem. I'm the co-founder and CEO at Hugging Face here. I'm so happy to be here with the community because Hugging Face is all about the community. We started this company with my co-founders, Julien, Thomas, 8 years ago. We're basically random French founders with no network, with no particular skills, no unfair advantage. And what brought us to where we are today is really the community. So I'm super excited to have many members of the community here. And to give kind of like a short introduction about where we are today with Hugging Face, we've become the platform for AI builders. The community has collectively shared over 1 million public models on the Hugging Face platform, 200,000 public data sets. There are more than 5 million AI builders that are using us now and who collectively created over 100,000 organizations. A crazy number that we discovered a few weeks ago is that now a new repository is created every 15 seconds on Hugging Face. So you can do the calculation, how many new repository is there going to be created during the time of this workshop, but it's really insane numbers. Cool, so this is kind of like a short introduction about Hugging Face. Now we're gonna switch to the more interesting, more fun, more exciting part, which is the workshop. And the idea is that you're going to be able to see the showcase of some of these features, but that you'll also be able to try and test at the same time. So what I recommend is for you to have your live stream on one side of your screen, and then on the other side to have a tab with Hugging Face that you can play with. And to work on the workshop, we'll have to need to create an account or log in to your Hugging Face account. So that I'm gonna show you right now how to do that. So let me switch to a different window where I have kind of like a window where I'm not logged in. Okay, so you should see it now. So this is the homepage of Hugging Face where you're not signed up, not logged in. So to just create an account, you go there. Okay, I'm gonna try test workshop at hf.co. Okay, I'm gonna create a fake password. Here you go. Okay, I'm gonna create a username. Okay, nerdy user. You can do it at the same time. We're gonna do an avatar. A fun feature there is actually to automatically create one. I'm gonna do maybe yellow nerdy alien with a tie. Okay, here it's using one of the fun models on Hugging Face called SDXL emoji. which is a really cool one. I'm gonna like it actually at the same time. To basically generate your profile picture, but you can also have your your generic kind of like a profile picture. Okay, let's get it to generate this profile picture. At the same time, if you already have created your account, don't hesitate to post a link to it on the chat so that people can follow you. I imagine that right now a lot of people are creating an account at the same time and generating the profile picture at the same time, which might make it to be slower than usual. I tried just before and it was just taking 5 seconds. Okay, so we'll skip that part. We'll create this account. Okay, here you go. Oh, I'm gonna have to do that. I guess a lot of people are logged in right now. Okay, I have to take the bags. Oh, I missed the bag. Okay, here you go. All right, choose all the bag. You have to confirm that I'm human because a lot of AIs are trying to create accounts too. Okay, now you all set. What you can do is create an organization, right? So I'm going to create nerdy face test, right? It can be any sort of things. I'm going to say it's a nonprofit. And okay, nerdy face. I have to do it without faces. Okay, here you go, nerdy face test. Here you go, and I created my organization. Okay, so now you're all set. If you created an account, logged into your account, created an organization, you can post on the chat your organization that you created so that people can follow. And now we're going to continue with Nicolas and Florent, who are going to show you more of the features. As I mentioned before, stick until the end of the workshop because I'm gonna take back the mic at that point and share the hack that I found for everyone to subscribe to Enterprise Hub and get all these cool features. All right, up to you now, Nicolas and Florent.
Yeah, thanks, Clem. So the next part will have 2 sections. The first part will be a highlight of the cool public features of the hub. And so this format will be kind of a interview between me and Florent, me asking some of the common questions that the community has about how to best use the hub. And then the second part will be about the specific Enterprise Hub features that are only available if you sign up for the Enterprise Hub. So Florent, could you share your screen?
Yes. Okay, can everyone see my screen right now?
Yep.
So yeah, I'm actually going to go directly to this hf.co, and yeah, as everyone created an account, this is the page that they can see once you're logged in.
Nice. So with the constant fire hose of updates all the time, how can you stay up to date with the latest and greatest that the community and research is putting out?
Yeah, that's a great question, Nicolas. So actually, once you landed here on this main page of the hub, yeah, you can get up to date with the latest models data set, looking at this trending section on the right side, where you can see, as you can see here, the most trending repo on the hub is this model from Microsoft, which is OmniParser, which looks like to be screen parsing tool developed by Microsoft. So yes, on this trending section, you can look up for models, data set, also spaces. We're going to see what are spaces later. And you can follow people on the hub. And once you follow them, you can look at what they are posting on the hub. So you can see posts from the different users that you are following, so they can share about their work, the model they've been developed. You can see also what they've been liking on the hub, the different model they've liked, the different data set they liked, the different spaces they liked. And also you can look at for the different paper that the hub users share on the hub. So those are paper that they might have wrote. So yeah, this main page of the hub is kind of the news feed for AI. It's kind of a social feed for AI. So it can actually replace your Twitter or X account if you want to follow latest development regarding AI.
Nice. So it's cool that Microsoft has a top trending model. I really like what Microsoft puts out there. If I wanted to keep up to date with what Microsoft is doing, is there a way I could get updates from them when they post new models?
Yeah, it's very easy. If you like click here directly on the repo, there's a button like to follow Microsoft, and if you click on it, yeah, you're following Microsoft, and then you can find update from Microsoft directly on this feed.
Nice.
So, Nicholas, do you want to try and post on the hub and try one of the posting feature of the hub?
Yeah, I already did it. It's at the top of your screen.
Oh, okay, yeah, right there. So yeah, so now I invite the audience as well to post on the hub and share about what they've been working on AI.
Nice. So hopefully we see a bunch of posts coming up in the next few minutes. But other than the latest and greatest, I know there's a lot of models on the hub. So how would I find the one that I'm looking for?
Yeah, pretty easy. So we have this big button here. It's the model page. So if I click on it, I land on the model page. And as you can see, and as Clem said, so there are more than 1 million models available on the hub. So that's a lot. And the way that you can navigate through all of those models is through the filters that we have here on the left-hand side. So we've implemented filters that allows you to filter based on the different modalities. So on the hub, we host model for computer vision, like text to image model, for example, with model from Stable Diffusion's model. We also cover models for the audio modality with a speech recognition model. And you can obviously find your favorite LLMs, text generation LLMs here with model from Meta, Mistral, etc. So we allow also to filter based out of the different libraries, such as ONNX. If models have ONNX version, you can also filter based out of license to find the most open model that are under Apache 2 or MIT. And you also have a language feature to find models that cover a language that you might be interested for. So let's take a look at the specific model. So if I look, let's try to look at the Llama model. If I click on, let's find this Llama 3.18b model. So if I click on the model, I land on the model page where the author, they share all the information regarding how the model has been trained, what it is the usage, maybe they share information about the license. And they, so everything that the author want to share about the model is can be written in this model card. And on the right side, you can directly play out with the model with the inference API. So if I play with this widget, I type some text, I'm gonna see how the model perform. We allow as well on this model page to allow you to use the model directly locally, or we also have a different deployment options, such as the inference API, which is kind of a free deployment option that we offer to users of the hub, and that allows you to directly interact with the model and play with it locally. So I have a code example already made it ready for you. So here I'm gonna use the Llama 3.170b. deploy through the inference API, and I can, with a token that I've created on the hub, I can directly play out with the model on this notebook. So now, just to make sure that the audience is like following and can play also with the hub, I have a question for you. So I want you to search for a model that is used for specifically for a text classification, that is multilingual, that has an ONNX version, and that has more than 40K download in the last month. So could you identify which model is this? So I repeat, so the model is used for text classification. It is multilingual. It has an ONNX version, and it has more than 40K downloads. So if you can post into the comment section which model it is. All right, so waiting for some answer. I think.
Who's going to be the first one?
All right, so people trying easy books.
We'll give it another 10 seconds or so.
So we have Clem Roberta, Distilbert-based multilingual. Oh, actually, someone has identified the right model. I think Ryan, you are the winner. So I'll just give you the answer. So we are looking, as I said, for a model that is used for text classification. So I can select the filter for the task, which is text classification. It has an ONNX version. So I'm going to go over the libraries and search for the ONNX filter. Okay, it is multilingual. So I can go to the language filter and select multilingual, and it has more than 40K downloads. So I can see here that the top model here has 42K downloads. So that's our model. So congratulations, Ryan, who is the first one to identify the model. And now you have example of how you can filter over models on the hub.
Nice. So that's how I would find a model. But let's say I want to customize a model. Could you quickly go over how I could find a good data set?
Yes, sure. So as Clem mentioned, the hub has 1 million model, but we also have more than 200K data sets. So you can find data set for text, 3D data set, audio data set, and even data set that contains geospatial data. So similarly to the model page, to the model page, yeah, you can have filters to navigate through all those data sets. You can filter depending on the task. You can filter depending on the data set size. So whether you are looking at a data set for pre-training that might contain billions of samples, or rather a data set of fine-tuning that would contain 1,000 or 10,000 samples. And yeah, if you select a particular data set, such as the FineWeb data set that the Hugging Face team has curated, you land on this particular data set card, where you can find here the dataset viewer, which will show you some samples, some examples of samples that are in the dataset, so you can audit if this is the dataset that you are looking for. And you also have in the model card all the information that the author has made available, such as the license, why, how to use this dataset, etc. And yeah, you can directly use this dataset locally using the dataset library. You can also find here models that have been trained on this fine weight data set, or spaces that are using these data sets. So now I have, again, a second question, and to see if you are following along. So I
don't know. So we're a bit short on time, Flo. So I don't know if we should maybe accelerate a little bit. I know we have a bunch of other features to showcase.
All right. So let me go.
And by the way, we have over 3,000 people in the live right now. Really, really cool. Thanks everyone for the new people who just joined. To give context to everyone, we're showcasing the capabilities of the Hugging Face Hub for all enterprise. So we're showing a little bit of the public features, and Nicolas is also going to showcase some of the enterprise features in the next few minutes.
Yeah, but before we go to the enterprise feature, Clem, I just want to make sure to go over the spaces, which is the Spaces page, which is one of the main features also of the hub. So Spaces is the way that we allow users to play, to experiment with models, data set that are on the hub. It provides a way to create like interactive interfaces that you can use to demo the models that you are using on the hub. So I can give an example of Spaces. This one is the one I like, Face Poke, where I can select a photo of myself and make the head move if I click on some part. So yeah, on Spaces, you can really find a wide range of demos for chat demos for LLMs, image generation demos, or maybe speech recognition demos. So this is how, this is how you can play with all of the public features. Now I can hand it over to Nicolas to present more of the enterprise-grade feature of the hub.
Right. Thanks, Florent, for giving an overview of all the main public features. And now we'll jump into the Enterprise Hub version, which has additional features that are very useful if you're a small startup, if you're a big organization, if you're just trying to collaborate with team members. The Enterprise Hub has features for everyone. And right now we have a lot of big names that are part of the Enterprise Hub. And so big names like Sanofi, NVIDIA's part of it, Meta AI has Enterprise Hub, Liberty Mutual, and many other companies as well are all part of the Enterprise Hub. And as a reminder for everyone that maybe just joining, please do make an account. Go to hf.co/join. And then if you could also make an organization as well, that's useful as well. When you do have an account, you will be able to interact with our Enterprise Hub organization that we'll discuss in the next few minutes. So what do you get with Enterprise Hub? The main things that are useful for enterprises are things related to security and access control. And so single sign-on is one of the biggest things that people mention is valuable when they sign on to Enterprise Hub. And so if you have OpenID or if you have SAML, we have ways of connecting so that you can have SSO. I'm sure a lot of people on this call are coming in from Europe. And so if you want to store your data or models in Europe, we have the ability to control the region that it's stored in. And then we have various other things to keep track of everything, audit logs of what's being changed, resource groups to silo your work. And we'll go into more of those details soon. So Florent and I are part of this organization called Nerdy Face. And right now we have a few spaces, we have a model, and we have a data set. And actually what I'm going to do first is invite everyone to join our organization called Nerdy Face. And so I'm copying a link so that people can join. I'm posting it in the chat. And I'm also posting on Hugging Face a link for people to join. And so if you search up my username, NBROAD, you can look at my posts and you can click this to join the organization. And we have some people who are asking to join. It looks like we already have a ton of people joining. We're already at 54 members, 77, so that's great. Everyone's joining in. And so one of the things I mentioned earlier was this idea of resource groups. And so for people joining, you'll probably see that there's nothing in the organization for you to see or use. And that's because we've put the models and spaces into specific resource groups. So right now we have 2 teams, the fine-tuning team and the dataset team. I'm on the dataset team, so I'm an admin of that. Florent has read access, so that means he can read some of the data sets that I share, but he can't edit or modify them. And then Florent is the only member of the fine-tuning team right now, so he has a model. He also has some spaces for people to interact with as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my access. I'm actually going to switch to, well, I'll just go back to the organization, and we're going to hop into this model card right here. So this is the model that Florent has been working on, Llama V1. There's a model card that shows off what it is based on Llama 3.2.1b and uses SFT and DPO. But one thing I notice is that because we know what model it came from and because we know what data set it used, we can actually add that into the metadata. And so I'm going to make a pull request to this model card, and Florent can approve this pull request. And basically what I'm doing is saying, hey, if we add this into the metadata, we'll have the lineage visible on the front, and then we'll connect it to what data set it was trained on. And so now if you go to the community section, there should be a pull request. Did I not make the pull request? Or maybe I think I actually just merged it into main. So because I'm admin, I can merge it into main, but if I'm not admin, you could also make a pull request so that it's very transparent for what's actually happening. And so because I made this pull request, we can now see on the right-hand side that this is a fine-tuned model based on this base model, this Llama 3.2.1b. We can also see that it's connected to the data set that I was working on. So here's that data set that was used to train on. And one of the nice features that I want to highlight for the Enterprise Hub is this dataset viewer. If you're just creating private data sets, you actually won't be able to view things with a viewer, but if you're in Enterprise Hub, you will get this viewer. And so it's nice that the hub is connecting all of these resources together. So the model is connected to its base model, the data set is connected to the model, and then it's also connected to spaces as well. And so, Florent, could we move this space into out of the resource group? Because right now it's localized to the fine-tuning team, but I want to make sure that everyone in this organization can have access to it. And so the idea behind this space is that Florent's been working on this project a while. He's been doing a lot of training runs, and now he has something that he's ready to show off to the rest of the organization. And so the resource group is really handy for isolating the models and tools, but then when you're ready, you can share it with the whole organization. And so this is running on 0 GPU, which means you don't actually have to pay for the compute. It's a shared resource for Hugging Face, and so I can start chatting with this model, and it does take a while to potentially connect with it, but then once you're connected, it's very quick to interact with. So what do you call a fake noodle? It's an impasta. Good one. Nice.
Very cool. Very cool. It's
yeah.
just.
And so the last thing I want to show off is the analytics. And right now there's no analytics here because this is a relatively new organization. But if you go to something like if you have an organization that's been around a while, like Hugging Face, you can see all of the downloads over time for models and data sets and which ones are the most trendy. And so that's really high-level overview of all the enterprise features. And now I'll hand it back to Clem.
Cool. That's amazing. Thanks for sharing some, not all, but some of the features of Enterprise Hub. As Nicholas mentioned, we have over 100,000 organizations now using Hugging Face, and a lot of them in Enterprise, as you can see on my screen here. You can discover all the organizations on huggingface.co/organizations. Also, don't hesitate to share your organization on the chat again, or as a reply to the tweet, because a lot of us are following us on Twitter, so that everyone can follow each other. Our goal as a company is really to make AI development more collaborative with the whole field, but also internally at companies. So now the part that a lot of people were waiting for, the hack to get access to some of these amazing features that we went over. Basically, the context is when we were preparing this workshop, I was kind of like testing a lot of things. I was testing a lot of scenarios for grades and stuff like that, and I discovered a bug or hack, however you call it. So I'm gonna show you how to take advantage of it. So to get access to it, you have to go to this page, hf.co/enterprise. It's basically kind of like the page that describes some of the features of the Enterprise platform. And then you can do subscribe to Enterprise Hub here. I'm gonna take an organization that I have that I can use for the test, which is this one. And as you can see here, it shows you a way to upgrade. And it's the way it works is that it's by numbers of seats, right? So if you start to have quite a lot of team members in your organization, it can add up pretty quickly, right? Here on yearly billing, $18 per month per seat. With 60 members, it adds up to almost 1,300, right? What the Hub team from Hugging Face has added is the ability to increase the number of seats, right? If you have team members that are joining later on. But I think what they forgot is that you can actually also go down to the numbers. And here you can see on the yearly, you can go down from 1,300, 6 seats to 3. And if you go actually on the monthly billing, you can go down to even 1 seat. So instead of paying 1,300 as you were supposed to, you actually pay $20 for your Enterprise Hub account, right? And here you can continue. You put the card number. Okay, here you use. Of course, I didn't put my card number. I already was seeing some people taking screenshots to try to get the card number of the Hugging Face co-founder. It's a fake one. But you can put here, if you want your company card, your personal card. Something that I've seen in my experience working really well with big companies when they have annoying billing departments is you put your personal card for the first month for $20 a month, basically a ChatGPT subscription. And then you tell your billing department it's going to be billed again in 1 month. We need to put the company card. Be careful here, because what I've noticed is that the hack only works for 1 month, meaning that in the next period, you're going to be billed for the full number of seats, right? So if you want to just test it, be careful, switch to your company card, or you can even cancel before the end of the month to make sure that you're not billed in a month if you're not using the features, you're not happy about the features or anything like that. An interesting thing is that it works also if you subscribe with an organization with 1 member. For example, if you created the organization today with 1 member and tomorrow you tell all your team members to join, you won't be billed for more in the next 30 days. It's only in 30 days that you'll be billed for more. So you can take advantage of all the features for a month without paying more. I'm going to be honest, I talked to Julien, the co-founder and CTO at Hugging Face just before this workshop to tell him about the hack. and I managed to convince him not to fix it before the workshop, but he told me that they're going to fix it soon. So I negotiated with them to have it not fixed for the next 2 hours. So basically, you'll be able to do this hack just in the next 2 hours. So that was it. That was the hack. Oh, and we just crossed 4,000 people on the live stream. Very, very cool. Thanks everyone for joining. As I was saying at the beginning, Hugging Face is all about the community. So thank you everyone for joining, showing up as part of the community. I see in the chat and on Twitter a lot of important members of the community who are contributing with open models, with open data sets, with open apps, with bug fixes on our open source libraries. So thank you everyone. It's early stage for AI, and what we believe in at Hugging Face is that we can make the whole field more open, more collaborative, and more positive in general. Hopefully this little workshop can participate a little bit in that. It was the first attempt at it. If you like it, we'll do more of them. If you have any feedback on what you didn't like, just let us know in the comments or on social media. But anyway, thanks everyone for joining. I'm gonna leave this screen up for a few minutes for everyone to take advantage of the hack if they want to. But anyway, thanks everyone for joining. Keep up the great work, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks everyone. Take care.